citizens. My name is Ifoma Oji, your host for this afternoon, and joining me in the studio this afternoon to have conversations on entertainment and political issues, I have with me Mr. Christopher Njoko. Good afternoon. How are you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well.
Oh, you
How are you
look
doing?
good.
Thank you very
What's the
much.
plan for the Christmas?
So just enjoy whatever comes. You
Whatever
understand?
comes. All right. And joining us via Zoom, I have my co-host in the person of Sharon and Chuku. Good afternoon, Mama. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good
You look
afternoon.
good. Can't say
Oh,
the same for your guests, but you look good.
Really,
thank you.
Sharon?
Thank you so much. I know, I can't actually see you, but I know you're looking good as always.
Clock that.
All right, clock it. All right, let's go straight to the stories trending on social media. Now, the federal government says it is working with major social media platforms to identify and take down accounts linked to terrorist and criminal groups operating within Nigeria. Now, according to the National Counter-Terrorism Center, these accounts have been used to publicize attacks, intimidate communities, recruit followers, and circulate propaganda videos, often showing abducted victims and weapons. Now, authorities say cooperation with platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and X has already led to the removal of several accounts, although officials admit the challenge persists as these groups frequently return using fake identities and unverified profiles. Now, the government insists this move is necessary to cut off digital oxygen for violent groups. However, it also raises broader questions about oversight, transparency, and the fine line between national security and freedom of expression. And the key question remains here: can online crackdown weaken terrorism offline? And is this only one small part of a much larger security puzzle? And I'll just go straight to the question. And I would like to start with you, Mr. Njoko. Do you think that shutting down terrorism social media accounts can actually reduce terrorism in Nigeria?
How is not the problem with this government is they are not looking at what is really the problem.
Okay.
But what do you mean shutting down social media account of terrorists are going to reduce terrorism? It's not like it's the social media they are using to they are monetized or they are using it to earn money or something like that. These people are earning money from the things they do physically, not what they do online. Is it online that they are using to how will I even explain this now? Is it the social media they are using to source for who they
Yeah,
will,
exactly.
kidnap
Kidnap
and
next.
so you saying that you shutting down their social, they can easily open a new one. Do you
Exactly.
understand? So you saying shutting down their social media account will reduce terrorism? I don't think that is possible.
All right, same question to you, Sharon and Mchuku. Do you think that by shutting down or banning these terrorist social media accounts that it will reduce terrorism in Nigeria?
I actually think the reason why the federal government is trying to shut down the accounts of these bandits is to cover their face and to reduce the shame that that video or those videos are bringing to them globally and internationally. Because imagine, I have not seen a situation, be it Pakistan or just Afghanistan or any of these countries where we know there is high news of violence and terrorism, where the terrorists are so bold that they go online, they go on social media, advertising what they do, having one-on-one chats with people. It's only in Nigeria, and it's such a huge slap on the face of the African giants, the giants of Africa, that they now want to just cover their shame by shutting down those accounts. Because tell me why the federal government say they cannot track the exact location of these bandits when they go live because they are using satellites, but they can go the extra mile to work with
TikTok.
Twitter or X and work with Facebook in order to bring down those accounts. And I just don't think it's because of the interest of Nigerians. I think they're working for their own interests.
All right. Now coming to you again, Mr. Njoko, do you think that this is clearly a misplaced priority because Nigerians are weighing in on this and they're saying that instead of focusing on policing the real life insecurity challenges in Nigeria, that these people are busy policing online restrictions. And I'm just going to ask, do you think this is a misplaced priority, or do you think it's, a right by the government?
It is definitely a misplaced priority, because it's still not making enough sense to me that the way you want to fight terrorism is by shutting down the account of these terrorists. If you really are really concerned about fighting terrorism, just enter inside the bush and fight them there. That's, you know where they are. Why are you going through the corners and you are telling me that you are shutting down their social? It's just like, how will I put it? Let it just be like they are saying something or they are making moves. Let it not be like they are just dormant. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because telling me you are shutting down social, it's just like you and somebody is fighting. You're not telling me that you have gone to take, let's say, the person's spear. It doesn't even make sense. Like, you are not hitting the nail on the head. You're just going through corners. You're shutting down the account. Then tomorrow you tell me that anybody bearing so and so name, you are going to look into their file. Go inside the bush. You know where those people are. Go and fight them. All these ones are just through the corners.
Exactly. Instead of going through the corners, hit the nail right on the head. And yeah, I think I will equally say the same thing. I'm supporting what you both are actually saying, because these terrorist organizations, they don't use social media to abduct people. They actually go face to face. They enter, penetrate communities, and they abduct them, and then we see them going live, showcasing the money they got from the ransom payment and the rest of them. And I'm just asking, if the federal government can actually track down these people, set of terrorists, why is it that they cannot track down their locations and then apprehend them and make sure that they face the full wrath of law? I think this is just symbolic. It doesn't even make sense in the first place. But finally, on this, Sharon, do you think that if these terrorists can easily, because I know most definitely that they can easily open a new account, so I'm just asking, how effective do you think this strategy will last from the federal government?
If it would last at all. So right, I was not even surprised when I saw in the news that they're taking down the account of this terrorist. In my mind, I just said, well, what took you guys so long? We know how fast or how quickly the federal government responds in taking down the accounts of people who speak down on the present administration or the present government. And I was wondering why it just took them so long to actually start taking down those accounts. Not like it is going to solve anything, but just because when you check the history of how the federal government works or has worked in the past, it is very normal for them to take down accounts that they don't find pleasing, right? But whether this is going to solve the problem, like you both have said in the studio, I don't think it is going to solve any problem at all. It's not as though they are luring people through social media and to abduct them, right? This is something that they are doing offline, and it's something that should be handled offline as well. But I guess what you're trying to do now is to just try and just fix the image, the small image or the little image that Nigeria has globally. And I think that's just what you're trying to do. You're trying to do PR and do damage control. It's not really about fighting the insecurity. It's just about doing damage control.
I'm just asking, why the damage control? I mean, everybody is literally aware.
This is not even damage control, because it's just like saying your house is being attacked physically, like gunmen came to your house to shoot, and you're telling me you are seizing the gunman's phone. Like, you are like the step you are taking to, like,
that's the arrogance
do you get
of the Nigerian
like
government.
the step you are taking to actually, like, do you get to remove them? What you are saying is that
would make sense if it's because of PR, which is something that I don't know how or see the importance of. But if they're doing that for PR, then I think that is a reason. But if it's to fight insecurity, I don't think they're doing that to fight insecurity. I think they're doing that to cover up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's to cover up at the end of the day, because like I said earlier, it doesn't make logical sense. These people they are live human beings. They are not in the internet. They are not what is it called? They are not live, or they are not humans in TikTok that you can say if I go into TikTok I can apprehend them in TikTok. It doesn't make sense. But it's quite ironic that they are very quick to fish out accounts of people that are critiquing the government, and when it is time to fight insecurity in Nigeria, they're just doing band-aid treatment. It doesn't make sense, to be honest. But let's move over to the next story. Now to Abia State. During the weekend, the former finance minister and WTO Director General, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and the global technocrats reportedly appealed to the governor, Alex Otti, for road lighting in her community. Now, the governor responded immediately, describing the request as easy peasy and directing the commissioner for power to ensure the area is covered under the state's Operation Light Up Abia initiative. Let's take a look at the video.
We want lighting, we want a good street, the place to be lit up, because it connects the same community. Okay, Commissioner, am I here? Yeah, you are my man. We want solar lighting on that road.
I've had a request that's made by Big Sister here about lighting up the road that has been done. That is a very easy request. A lot of places we are asked to come and do the road and light it up. Then here the road has been done. And God works in mysterious ways. I was coming here and the Honorable Commissioner for Power and Public Utilities jumped into the car and said he was following me. I'm sure he was surprised when we showed up here because he didn't know where we were going. He didn't know that it was the Spirit of God that was directing him. So the Honorable Commissioner is also an international scholar. We hired him from General Electric, and from General Electric he was stolen by the Netherlands government, and then we poached him from there and brought him back home. So he's been doing a fantastic job. At the last count, we have 6,000 of solar lights that we have installed. And the simple reason is to bring back nightlife. I'm happy that nightlife is back to Abia State. So, Honorable Commissioner, you are
that nightlife is back to Abia State. I would start with you, Mr. Njoku. Let me get your take. For me, I think that was actually quite patriotic and amazing to see that. I mean, somebody as influential as Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala could actually, assist the government in lighting up Anambra State roads. I think it's quite commendable. But let me have your take on that.
If you can remember the definition of democracy, it says the government for the people, by the people, and of the people, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And that is typically what Alex Otti is doing. They made a request and he answered it immediately. Do you know what that means? It's when you're talking about good governance and you don't call Alex Otti, it's like you have not started the conversation, because this man has outdone himself. He has done a lot of good jobs, and he's showing that he's for the people. He has the interest of the people at heart, and this is a very big one, and it's a kudos to him on that.
Exactly. Kudos to him. Sharon, let me have your take on that. Sharon, are you there? All right, now still in Abia State, the Abia State Governor Alex Oti has dismissed speculation that he plans to defect to the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, saying those waiting for such a move will have to wait much longer. Now, Governor Oti insists that political decisions should not be driven by trends or pressure, noting that joining the APC simply because other governors are doing so is not a compelling reason. Now, his remarks came amid a wave of defections nationwide, often justified by political survival, access to federal power, or electoral strategy. Now, while his statement has been welcomed by supporters as a sign of principle and independence, political observers note that in Nigeria's fluid political landscape, words are only the opening act. The real test, they say, will be consistency, especially as political pressures intensify ahead of future elections. Let's take a look at the video.
Sonny Wankwo was asking when I'm going to defect. Sonny, I think I would delegate you to go and defect on my behalf. Since you seem to be very certain. And because you work for this day, for the nation, right? So go and clear the way. I thought I had answered this question before to say I'm not defecting. But Sonny wants to force me to defect. And I've now delegated him to go and defect on my behalf. Or are you already there? Waiting to receive me? You wait for a long time. All right. So, well, you know, people have their individual opinions. Their circumstances are different. So you don't just take a decision because somebody else has taken a decision. You know about Oke and Ngwere. Ngwere ma mri. Oke Soreyama. Mri ko Ngwere. Oga ko Oke. Okwa. So we are not people who do things because other people are doing them. There must be sufficient legitimate argument to do a particular thing. That's what I believe in. So anytime you come with superior argument on why I should defect, mark the words superior argument. So Sonny, when you are ready with superior arguments, then we can now give you a date. But for now, if it is because my brother governors in Enugu, and you said Bayelsa, I thought Bayelsa left PDP. Has he joined APC? Has he joined? Okay, he's on the, okay, he, you know, Sonny has a way of predicting who is going somewhere.
All right, I think that was quite, beautiful. Now he has stated his stance on this defection issue earlier, or ab initio, and he's still reiterating again and said, and he's saying that under no circumstances is he going to defect to APC or any other party. Kachi, I would like to have your take on that. Do you think that he's probably buying time? Because a lot of critics are saying that it's more like optics or a strategy to buy time so that he can have more like, should I call a close meeting with the president so that he will be giving incentives so that at the end of the day, we'll now see him defecting to APC. Do you think he's trying to buy more time, or do you think is quite, patriotic and genuine?
So one thing about what do they call them? People that defecting to APC, you have to understand that they know that their next tenure is not sure. And when you know that you have the trust of the people and the people are for you, you know that automatically there's no need for you to start looking for means at which you will win an election. So he's starting already. So he doesn't have to, be pressured or, fear that if he doesn't move to the APC, he would not win for the next. It's not even possible. So that's why if you see the relaxation in his voice, he's very calm because he knows that 2027, 2028, all those years are sure for him already. Do you understand? So like I said before, if you check thoroughly, you will see that the people that are defecting, that's people that are moving from their parties to APC, thinking, okay, they have not done a lot of works. Do you understand? Even if they are doing, they know that the people, their next tenure is not sure by the people. Do you understand? That's why you see Alex. So if you look at the man, if you hear his voice, if you hear how he talks, you know that he knows that he has done a lot and he's still doing a lot. So he doesn't have to be scared about maybe if he doesn't move, they will. No.
Yeah.
He's a man for the people. You understand?
Exactly. Now, a lot of key notable holders have actually come out to endorse him ahead of 2026 or 2027 election, and even the Abians have already endorsed him for a second tenure. And I think it's quite wise. You deliver in your mandate, and when it is time for people to re-elect you, you don't even have to stress too much to convince the audience or convince the voters that you are capable of leading them ahead of the next tenure. You show workings, and when you show workings, people will definitely turn up for you. But still on this, do you think that with the massive defections that we've had so far and the remaining opposition party, do you think that this is going to limit Governor Oti's ability to deliver development? I don't know if you get that.
No, come again.
Now, we've seen a lot of defections of late, and a lot of these politicians in their defense said it's an attempt to move closer to the central power. And I'm just going to ask, do you think that remaining in the opposition party is going to limit Governor Alex Oti to deliver development?
No, not at all. It's not even going to do anything.
Okay.
People just find excuse for their fault. Do you understand? For why they are not producing results. Because you cannot tell me it's because you're in the opposition party. It's not the opposition. If it's the opposition party that should be ruling, then they should have been voted. So the people of the state voted for a particular person, and the person is ruling them. So definitely, you can't tell me that because he's not in the ruling party or the reigning party, he's not going to produce results. No, he's in the opposing party right now, and he's not producing a lot of results.
Exactly.
So
no. What
you're saying is with time. With time, he might.
Not just that. I remember what happened in Osun State, because Osun's governor and other office holders have been complaining bitterly that a lot of allocations have not been awarded to them to carry out a lot of projects, and that was probably because a lot of them are saying that the reason is because they are not in APC. The moment they join APC, that we are going to see all those allocations being awarded to them, and that is why I asked the question I just asked right now. If it has to be, you have to be in a certain party to deliver developments. That was why I asked that question.
Not at all. You don't have to be in a party.
All right. And kudos, I would say, to Governor Alex Oti. Like I said earlier, we are seeing workings. The people of Abia, I have a couple of friends in Abia State, and I've called to hear from them on this developments that I'm seeing on social media, and they're saying that the governor is doing marvelously well, and they would try, so long as he's within their power, to endorse him or re-elect him come 2026 or 2027 or thereabout. But this is where, we have one more story for today, and this is more like on the entertainment scene. Now, this is a moment where Victor Nee, a superstar artist in Nigeria, apologized for starting his concert late. Let's take a look at the video, and when we come back, we'll wrap up the show.
Something worthwhile, but I can't place my head around what has happened today. All right, but I want to let you guys know I wouldn't take your love for granted. Coming out means so much to me. We're going to find a way to make this work. Best believe we're going to find a way to make this work. This is not the bonfire experience that I promised you guys. But on that note, I still want to have some fun, regardless. First off, I want to say I'm very sorry that I'm kicking off like this. I want to apologize to everyone who's come out and who's taking our time to wait for me. This is not the energy I want to kick off on. This is not the stage we planned. This is not the sound we planned. Alright, I've been looking forward to this show for like a year now. And this happening, best believe I'm just as sad as you are. So I want to apologize to everybody who's come out, and I want to assure you guys we're going to find a way to make this work. Alright, this is not your money's worth. I mean, if you came out last year, you know what a proper bonfire is. So, you know.
All right, that show Victony hosted was supposed to start by 8 p.m. but it started by 1 p.m. and he came out to apologize to the rest of the crowd for the inconveniences. And we've talked so much about the conduct of celebrities or artists in the public space, and I remember one time we discussed about Burna Boy and how he reacted to a particular fan that paid for a ticket and was seen sleeping on the front row during his live performance, and how he commanded the fan to leave the premises. I'll start with you, Mr. Njoko. Let me have your take on that and how artists should conduct themselves when talking to fans.
The thing about this thing is there are two ways to this. Do you understand? Because I've hosted events before and I know how they turn out to be. Do you understand? Do you see when you talk about event planners, you know, DJs and the likes, you understand? There are some times that they tend to, you know, mess up your plans. They tend to like come late, you know. They tell you that okay, so and they'll tell you at the time minutes, not even at the like beforehand. And still on that, you know, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. that's about 6 hours late. That's a lot. That's a lot of lateness. Do you understand? Because I can imagine some people will come before that 8. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So imagine using almost more than half of your day standing. The event has not even started though. Standing waiting for, you know, the events to commence. So I cannot say it's practically his fault. And at the same time I'll still say it's his fault because there's an event they do in Anambra, and I guess they start the planning like 5 days before the event. You understand? The plan, they start the setup, you know, everything 5 days before the event. So I guess that if he does that same way, or if he did that same way, I think they would have not had this fault. Do you understand? So I can say it's his fault and it's still not his fault. Do you understand? Because if there was proper planning, do you understand? If they started planning like days before, you know, they would have not, you know, encountered this kind of experience.
Yeah. So I think it's actually the committee that planned the particular event, because I don't think he arrived late to that venue. And according to him, he said that last year that the bonfire nights they had, it wasn't that time that they started that, and it was actually, for me, I think they should work on proper planning next time, and so that such occurrence will not have to happen or reoccur again. But I think it was quite commendable for him to feel the pain of people that came out to support him, to, you know, hail him and the rest, listen to his music or his performance. It's quite commendable that he had to apologize for the lateness. But this is where we are going to call it a wrap on Acide Hot right here on Active Citizens. Thank you so much, Mr. Njoko, for doing this with me. I appreciate your analysis on the stories for this afternoon. And to Sharon and Mchuku, who left, I don't know what happened, but she left mid-show. Thank you so much for your analysis. And to you, our viewers watching, thank you for always watching. We see you, we appreciate you. But to appreciate you more and for you to appreciate the good works that we are doing more, we need you to hit the subscribe button right now, hit the share button, comment on our comment section. God will bless you. And tomorrow is Christmas. We are wishing you all the very best. It's the day we get to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, and I hope and I hope that you all have a massive celebration. Christmas. Yes, we won't be coming your way tomorrow because we want you all to celebrate well amidst the insecurity in Nigeria. Still chop that chicken. You say if you don't try, you deserve it. Till we see you on the 26th of December, which is the Boxing Day. Do have a Merry Christmas.